Hey guys, it's John here with National Sports Entertainment, and I just wanted to make a quick video. Like I had said, I just wanted in the last video, I wasn't going to be sure how much time I had. I'm working on that. I'm probably just going to start uploading from the computer, but I wanted to go into tonight's college game, UL Lafayette and Marshall. At the beginning, I liked Marshall. I thought, okay, the first thing I liked was that they were 0-2 against the spread at home, and like I said, those things usually balance out. And you see here they're 10.5 actually on ESPN, and I'll notice a lot of times. Now we'll see if this is true. Maybe it's not. ESPN will have a spread like 10.5 or 3.5. The book will have it at like 10 or 3. You might wind up pushing, but ESPN will have it technically where a team covered the spread. So I liked Marshall, but I wanted to check something, and some trends do bear true. Like you will notice some of the same teams with the same bad records every year. So I just looked back at Marshall's record as a home team against the spread. And again, I think some of these things aren't an accident. So they finished 33%, 2-4. That was in 2018. In 2019, at home against the spread, they finished 1-6, 14%. And again, when it's many, many years, then I wonder, okay, there's probably a reason. This year was condensed. I said before, it's really hard to count this year. There was only a very few games played because of the pandemic, obviously. But let's see how they did. It looks like they did a little bit better here. They went ahead and finished. This was in 2000. Okay, 3-4, so 42%. And then 2021, I'm sorry. Same thing, right? All right, and here they finished 1-5 against the spread. So history would indicate that Marshall is not going to finish very good against the spread this year. So normally I would look at them and say, oh, well, they are due or something to that effect. They're one, and they're actually 1-1 against the spread. So they're at 50% now. They haven't finished higher than 40% in the last 6 years. So I do like UL Lafayette for that reason alone. I also like them because I think most people are going to put their money on Marshall simply because they beat Notre Dame and everyone's hyped up about that, which is fine. Now I'm going to take the ESPN spread. This is what I always do because, again, when I notice, this happened with the Saints game when they played in London. I had played the 3-point spread, and ESPN had 3.5, and I pushed. So we're going to do 10.5 just to be safe. It might not matter, and we're going to place that bet. Now, I wanted to, like I said, I'm going to start doing Zoom or something better because I know a few people wanted to see my sequences and exactly which bets I made and when, and I know a few of them were live, so I couldn't. That's why we're going to be doing Discord. But this one, obviously, we have Atlanta pending. I think that game's in a rain delay right now. And then we're going to have ULA. I think it's ULA. And we have them plus 10.5. And then the way this works, of course, is we bet at 28.50 because we bought that half a point. And the way this works is if, of course, they don't come through, we will find a second game. And we will place that as our second leg for this sequence, for this 37th sequence. So, I'm sorry, this is actually the 38th sequence. Sometimes I just notice things in live time. So this is the 38th sequence. And there we go. All right, so this is who I like, and like I said, it's just because of historical trends. You'll notice the same thing with teams just in general against the spread. They will sometimes finish very poorly every year. None of them finish winless. That's why I said I always take the winless teams. But history is indicating that Marshall is probably not going to cover this spread. And I can see a lot of public money on Marshall. Now, what about baseball? Well, this is a tough one because we have two great pitchers pitching. We don't know if it's rigged. And it's to take the Dodgers, you're putting out a lot of money. But if Kershaw's going to come out like we think he is a much better pitcher than Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish is going to give up a few home runs. Kershaw is going to keep it low. So this game, it really makes me want to bet the under, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of money on the under in this game. So looking at it, I really do think the over will probably hit, just because I think there's a chance that the narrative gets pushed that Yu Darvish loses some composure, and I think they're going to want to make it interesting. I think there's a good chance the Padres even win this game. I'm inclined to take them outright. It's just I don't like betting against Clayton Kershaw, rigged or not rigged. The guy can just be unstoppable. So because I think so much public is going to be on the under, I'm going to go ahead and bet the over. I think it was Zach Miles pointed out to me. We're going to do 20 on this one. I think Zach Miles pointed out to me that it was 7.5 to be fair, but he said so. I'm not saying if this doesn't work out, it's not on him. But he said when it's 7.5, a lot of times the over hits. And yesterday, he said it before the games. Sure enough, the overs had hit on them both. So he has some good insight. So I appreciate that. But yeah, we're gonna do this one. I think more public money's on the under. I think they want a high scoring game. They already had one, so there is that chance that now they're gonna have a lower scoring game. But I just think that they're going to go ahead and make it interesting. If you notice, a lot of these playoff games, even though it's never happened in history, not in history, but it just doesn't happen. Didn't happen all season. Now all of a sudden there's 5-run flurries in the 9th inning and things of that nature. So I just think it's, just so obvious in baseball, only because it's such a boring sport, and somehow they are in the 9th inning. You have the Astros coming back, and you have I think the Phillies almost blew their lead. They were up like 6 runs or something, and all of them are happening. So I think with these games, a lot are going to go over. And with Yu Darvish and Clayton Kershaw, I think a lot of people are going to be betting that under. So those are my 2 picks. I like ULA, but I bought that 0.5 point to make it 10.5, just because I think Marshall's trend of being garbage at home continues. And I think they're being overhyped because of Notre Dame, so they're going to have more money in them. And I'll be doing more videos, like I said, going into the divisions. I know the last one was kind of a quick run-through. I'm working on storage and things, and people are helping me in the comments, too, with that. So, and once we get the Discord going, we'll be able to just talk about everything. But I appreciate everybody. This is awesome, this movement we're doing. And those are my 2 picks for tonight. I think they're both going to hit. Marshall, I do think, is a trap. I could see the ULA winning, to be quite honest. But everybody, take care, happy earnings, and we're going to go over the Commanders and Washington game either later tonight or tomorrow. I just wanted to, that one I want to go into, in a little more full detail, and I have to make sure there's a certain amount of gigs off my phone before I can do that, and I'm running out of things to delete. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.